Hey Mike, we're live, pal.
Oh, we are? How about that? Hi, everybody. Get excited. We are on the eve of UFC 305. And as you can see, there's the scale. That is the first battle, or at least the next battle, for all of the UFC 305 fighters, including Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya, who are on the marquee. And welcome to our coverage here on MMAfighting.com of the official weigh-ins. I am Mike Heck, and joining me, the man behind the camera, the boots on the ground, the world traveler himself, my fellow New Englander, Jose Youngs. Hi, Jose. How's
Hello.
things?
I don't even know what time it is. I'm so tired. I got maybe 2 hours of sleep last night because because check-in was 5:30 a.m. local time, and then so I went to bed after getting all the like the press conference stuff out around 11:30, and then I made the mistake of looking at my phone and I saw the Salt Lake City news break. So then I was like, well, I guess it's time to work. So I've basically been up for 22 of 24 hours, maybe even more.
Wow. It's got to be wild, like heading to Perth, because you've been to Perth before, right? Like, did
I
it
have indeed.
feel the same? Did it feel the same way the last time you were there?
Yeah, not as bad because I got there a day earlier, but last time. So like
Oh,
this time I
yes.
landed Tuesday. The last time I landed Monday, so I had like 2 days to like acclimatize, and then I stayed a day after so I could watch the Super Bowl here. But here I landed Tuesday and I'm leaving Sunday night, so like I didn't really get time to acclimatize.
Ah. So you were obviously at the press conference yesterday.
I
What
was.
were the vibes like? It seemed like things were real intense. It seemed like this was a press conference that absolutely delivered, whether you were there or watching at home. What were the vibes like in there?
It was good. It was like an above average press conference until the situation at the end with Izzy and Dricus, and then that took it to a whole nother level. A lot of people, it was sort of similar to the Colby Leon one, where it just people didn't really know how to react. Like after everything was said, and then Izzy started to react, everyone was like, "Wait, what did he say?" And then it was like a delayed reaction from the crowd.
Oh, seemed like a heck of a time. Looks like we got moving
Here we go.
already. We got Oh, here we go.
UFC 305, Plessis versus Adesanya, and we begin with one of the gentlemen around whom this fight card was built, the former undisputed two-time UFC middleweight champion, the last style bender, Israel Adesanya.
There he is, the challenger, former two-time champ.
184, the official weight for the last style bender, Israel Adesanya.
184.
Defending undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Dricus still knocks du Plessis. .185, the official weight for Dricus du Plessis, and with that, your championship main event for UFC 305 is official.
Love when that happens. Both guys already making weight. Both headliners. Adesanya 184. DDP at 185. We are a go for the highly anticipated middleweight championship bout.
All right, next fight.
Cannot wait for this fight.
Competing in the prelim in the lightweight division, Tom Nolan.
Here comes Tom Nolan. Very exciting prospect. Biggest favorite on the card tomorrow.
155.5, the official weight for Tom Big Train Nolan.
155.5 for the Contender Series contract winner last year. Minus 1,200 favorite.
Women's flyweight division as we say hello to Luana Santos.
Here comes Luana Santos, surging, popularity growing, big opportunity here for her, and does so as the favorite against Casey O'Neill, minus 148 as of right now.
126, the official weight for Luana Santos.
No problemo. 126 for Luana
Next athlete to weigh in this
Santos.
morning competing in the featherweight division, Ricardo Ramos.
Here comes Ricardo Ramos, the wily veteran. He'll face Josh Culibao tomorrow.
I thought that was the shot.
145 and a half, the official weight for Ricardo Ramos. All right, next fighter to the
145 and a
stage,
half. We're coming
competing in a
fast and
welterweight
furious
prelim, Ricky Glenn.
Ricky Glenn moving up to welterweight. Did not see this one coming. This is not on my bingo card, but here we are.
171 for Ricky Glenn.
171 for Ricky
All right,
Glenn.
next athlete to the stage, one half of the flyweight co-main event, former interim title challenger Kai Kara-France.
Here comes KKF.
$125, the official weight for the number 4 ranked contender Kai Kara-France.
125 for Kai Kara-France, the one-time interim flyweight title challenger.
All right, next fighter
Will
to the
face
stage, competing in a
Erceg.
featured bout in the lightweight division, live on pay-per-view, the number 11 ranked contender Dan the Hangman Hooker.
Dan Hooker, my opinion, the most to gain on this entire card.
$155 and a half, the official weight for Dan Hooker.
155 and a half. The man is all business. Dan Hooker as he prepares to face Mateusz Gamrot.
Competing in a featherweight prelim, bar Jack Jenkins.
Here comes the second biggest favorite on the card.
$145 and a half, the official weight for bar Jack.
45.5 for Jack Jenkins. He will face Herbert
Right next
Burns.
to the scale, the number 15 ranked UFC women's flyweight contender, King Casey O'Neill.
Casey O'Neill needs this one badly tomorrow. Facing Luana Santos.
125 and a half, the official weight for Casey O'Neill.
125 and a half for King Casey O'Neill. That fight with
Next
Luana
fighter to the
Santos
scale,
is
completing in a
official.
featherweight prelim, Herbert the Blaze Burns.
Here comes Herbert Burns.
$146, the official weight for Herbert Burns.
146 for Herbert Burns. He is good to go.
All right, next fighter to the stage, charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card in the welterweight division, Carlos Prates.
Carlos Prates, who will open the main card against Jingliang.
170 on the nose, the official weight for the Nightmare Carlos Prates.
170 on the nose.
All right, next man up, competing in a flyweight prelim and making his UFC debut here Sunday morning, Stewart Nicoll.
Stewart Nicoll, a lot of excitement around this young man.
Former electrician.
Former electrician. I think he heard you.
Nope, that was Oscar.
126.
Well, the smirk. He had a smirk on his face. 126. 126 for Stewart Nicoll. Be careful, young man. Be careful.
185, the official weight.
Do we have a? Is this our first lull?
First lull.
First low. Okay. We have done it. We've gotten to our first low. We were fast and furious. So if you're just joining us and you're wondering what has gone down thus far, let me tell you. Both Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya have made weight. The main event for the middleweight title is official. DDP weighed in at 185. He was the second fighter on the scale, only behind the challenger, the former two-time champ, Israel Adesanya, first to the scale, made 184 pounds. Co-main event, Kaikar France, good to go at 125. Steve Erceg, yet to step on the scale. Dan Hooker made 155 and a half for his lightweight bout with Mateusz Gamrot. Still waiting on Gamrot. Still awaiting Tai Tuivasa and Jairzinho Rozenstruik. But we're 9 minutes into this thing, so we might be waiting another hour and 50 minutes for both of those gentlemen. Carlos Prates is good at 170. We await the arrival of Li Jingliang. Junior Tafa, Valter Walker have not stepped on the scale yet. Still awaiting Josh Culibao. His opponent, Ricardo Ramos, did make weight, 145 and a half. The women's flyweight bout between Casey O'Neill and Luana Santos is a go. Casey O'Neill, 125 and a half. Luana Santos, 126. Jack Jenkins weighed in at 145 and a half for his matchup with Herbert Burns. Burns also made weight. I believe 146. Didn't see the update here. Tom Nolan in at 155 and a half. He will face Alex Reyes, who has yet to hit the scale. Ricky Glenn, 171, moving all the way up to welterweight. He will face Kenan Song, who has not stepped on the scale, and Stewart Nicoll, 126. He will face Jesus Aguilar. We are still waiting the arrival of Mr. Aguilar. And there we go. That's our update so far. I see the great John Anik over there. I believe with the Red Sox t-shirt on. Shout out, respect.
Sedan Rafaela t-shirt.
Oh.
Like specifically.
What a legend. What a legend that guy.
If he walks back over here, I'll ask him to show it off.
Oh, he should. Yeah. We'd love to see that. I know that's why everybody's here. They love when we talk Boston sports on this here network. So, yeah. All right. So far, so good on the scales. What have the rest of the vibes been like in Perth? Or the Perthians? I don't even know if that's how we say it. Are they just amped up for this card? Are you feeling it on the streets as well? Are they ready for this?
Not nearly as hyped as last time, I think. The last pay-per-view here, that might be because it was Volk and it was the champ versus champ, pound for pound number one versus pound for pound number two. So it doesn't feel like it's also not for nothing been absolutely pouring rain. What's up?
Not for nothing.
I think our audience can smell your breath through the speakers. Oscar was.
That
just
can only be
shouting
one man, can it?
Yes.
Oh God. What's happening?
But it's been absolutely pouring rain every day too.
Really? That's
Yeah.
brutal.
So the every day we get here like you can't really walk around. Like the last time we were here was the summer, so like kids were people were out and about, like you could walk places and go to the beach. Here it's been gloomy and pouring, not just like light rain, like pouring rain.
That sucks. That's the worst. Are you going to get any clearing before the fight card on Saturday or what?
It's supposed to rain. It's the hardest rain is supposed to be tomorrow.
Ugh.
It's all good.
That's awful.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. If you're just joining us, thank you. We're 12 minutes in. Whole bunch of fighters have already made weight, so that is good news, including the main eventers, Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya. Fight is going to be incredible. I cannot wait for it. Where is the driver of the train, Jose, of the high level martial arts competitions? Man, it doesn't get much better than this one. I kind of wish we got this like 6 or 7 months ago, and we'll get your thoughts in a moment because I believe we have movement. Anik reaching for the mic, people scrambling around a little bit. I think we got some people coming up. So here we go.
Sure do.
Who is next? Let's see. next fighter to the scale is
My
going
next
to
fighter
be...
to the stage, competing in a lightweight prelim, Alex Reyes.
We got the box for Alex Reyes, the brother of a man who probably should have been the light heavyweight champion at one point, Dominic Reyes. Who is the biggest underdog on the card. He steps into the box, and let's see what happens.
.156, the official weight for Alex Reyes.
Oh, okay, there we go. I wasn't sure if we were going to get there, but he did it. Shout out Alex Reyes, 156. I thought that's what was said, and then the guy shook his head a little bit, and then he was moving the meter a little bit. Wasn't sure if we were going up to a little higher, but good on Alex Reyes. His fight with Tom Nolan is now official. This guy's been through quite a bit in his short UFC. I mean, it's only a 3 fight. This will be his 3rd UFC fight, but dude's been through a ton of stuff. Some spinal issues that kept him out of the sport for a really, really long time. And dude just fought killers. Like every guy he's fought in the UFC has been an absolute killer. Mike Perry on short notice. Charlie Campbell as a replacement guy who stepped in on short notice. And now he's going to fight one of the top prospects off last season's Contender Series, if not the top prospect, Tom Nolan. Tough road for Alex Reyes, but he's here. He's looking to shock everybody, and if he does, he will do so as a plus 750 underdog on Saturday, or if you're in Perth, it'll be Sunday morning. So
the fights will end around 2 or 3-ish local time PM. I'm gonna sit in the arena, get as much work done as I can, and then I go straight to the airport.
Straight to the airport. Back to NY. When do you get back to NY?
I'm gonna go to Phoenix for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go back to New York, and then I'm gonna take my dad to a Red Sox game.
Nice. Nicely done. Against the Mets or the Yanks?
Blue Jays.
Oh.
So I'm gonna.
Oh, you're going to Boston? Oh,
I'm gonna go up to Boston. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Fenway.
Oh, sick. Nice.
But the Mets are playing. The Red Sox playing in New York against the Mets on Labor Day weekend, so I got tickets to all of those.
Every game?
Yep, it's the weekend. It's the Labor Day weekend.
Good for you. Hell yeah. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, Jose, we're a day away here. We're about 28 hours away from the main card starting. We're probably 30 hours away, maybe 30 and a half, before Israel Adesanya makes the walk challenger and Dricus to Plessis makes his first walk as champion. All of the heat, the commotion, the back and forths, everything that has happened in the build to this fight, where are we at 30 plus hours away from it?
My feelings on it?
Where are the vibes? Yeah, how are you feeling about the fight?
I mean,
are you jacked up to the press conference get you over the line at all?
I'm very excited for the fight, and I am glad it's happening now and not back in Sydney. As like Israel said at the press conference, he was like really banged up before the Sydney fight. So like now he gets to fight Dricus on 100% healthy. Like all the issues he had going into that Strickland fight, he got past them. So now if he was fighting Dricus compromised, that would have been a bad time. So like he said at the presser, I am honestly glad it's happening right now. Plus seeing Israel chase the belt is exciting. He seems to be the more violent fighter when he's going after the belt rather than defending the belt. So I'm glad. I'm very happy it's happening.
What is the biggest question you have about this fight? Is it on the champ side? Is it on the challenger side? How much does the long layoff for Izzy kind of factor into this? Because this is the longest layoff as a professional fighter for him at almost a year here.
That's my biggest question. How will Israel look coming off the longest layoffs of his career versus a guy that and Dricus who is quote unquote unorthodox. So that is what I'm most looking forward to. Just the actual fight, taking out all of the noise from all the like the presser and the buildup and everything. I'm very excited for this fight.
Dana White has come out and said Sean Strickland is next. Doesn't matter what happens with Bobby Knuckles and Khamzat Chimaev, Sean Strickland is next in line. Do you think
Cool.
that will be the case here?
Probably, especially if
Okay.
it's Israel, because if Israel wins, he's made it known he wants to run it back. But I think if Khamzat beats Whitaker, that might be. It just depends on where they would make that fight happen. Because if Khamzat can't fight in America, that limits him. But I think I do believe Sean Strickland will get the next shot at the title. I do believe that.
Eugene Berriman said that he thinks Robert Whitaker would have a better case than Sean.
He absolutely would have a better
if
case.
Rob beats Khamzat.
I think he would absolutely.
Oh, here we go. We got movement. Yeah,
Next
I
fighter to weigh
100%
in,
agree.
one of the fighters around whom this fight card was built, Perth, Western Australia's own recent flyweight title challenger, Steve Astro Boy Erceg.
Vinny Siggs, Steve Erceg. Here he comes.
$125.5, the official weight for Steve Erceg, and with that, your co-main event is now official.
There you go. 125.5 for Steve Vinny Siggs Erceg. His fight with Kai Kara France. The co-main event for UFC 305 is a go. And that is good news. That fight's going to be fun as hell. A lot riding on that one for both guys. Flyweight's a pretty weird place right now, Jose, with everything that happened with Muhammad Mokaev, Manel Kape. We get Tetsuro Taira and Vernon Royval getting to fight. The stakes are pretty high here for both of these guys. I don't think either can afford a loss right now, considering where things are at 125. This is pretty good matchmaking, Jose, is it not?
For this matchup, 100%, especially for this card in this part of the world. Kai's, like, if anyone watched Media Day, Kai told this really fun story or interesting story where the fight that Steve Erceg had on the regional scene before he got signed, this is the last fight on the regional scene before signing to the UFC, Kai went to, and he saw Steve and was like, I might have to fight that guy in the future. So that was like interesting little nugget, because Kai is one of the more veteran fighters in this region in general, regardless of weight class. And he survived that flyweight apocalypse from a few years ago. Because let's not like, he's fought Moreno twice. He's fought current and former champions. Like, I'm excited about this. Kai is. I think this is an electric fight that I'm glad it's a co-main, because like Kai keeps bringing it to the point. He goes flyweights in the co-main event, because that's a shade to Manel and Mokaev, who got bumped down to the early prelims. So yeah, I'm excited for this fight.
Love that. I also think it's incredibly insane that Steve Erceg's entire UFC run has happened since Kai Kara France's last fight.
Exactly.
The entire run. The whole thing. Even the title fight. It's insane.
So yeah, this fight, I don't think it's an over contender fight. Maybe if Kai goes out there and melts Steve Erceg, maybe. But you'd have to assume that Tetsuro Taira, if he wins, he'll probably get the next shot. And then obviously Kai Asakura is floating around out there.
Yep. Absolutely. Mateusz Gamrot, Dan Hooker. I think it's pretty clear that Dan Hooker has the most to gain outside of the main event on this entire card. Is that how you look at this as well?
Yeah. Well, Dan made a good point. Like, if he wins, it's 3 in a row, and all those guys in the top 5, like Dustin and Justin and Michael Chandler and Charles, are all coming off of losses. So he has something they want, and that's a win streak.
Very true. Very true. And then, of course, we got Tai Tuivasa and Jairzinho Rozenstruik, which is just going to be fun as hell, man. It's good seeing these two guys get in there, and they get to do what they do best. Love that a lot. And we got movement.
Well, the box
Maybe we'll
is
see
already
one
out.
of these heavyweights. Oh, we got the box. Okay.
So
I
doubt it's the heavyweights.
It'd be pretty funny if it was, though. Let's see. Let's wait to hear from Mr. Anik.
All right, one of the best lightweights in the world. The number 5 ranked contender competed live on pay-per-view Sunday morning. Mateusz Gamrot.
Mateusz Gamrot. There he is, arms up, smile on his face.
156, the official weight for Mateusz Gamrot.
156 for the former 2-division KSW champion. His fight with Dan Hooker is now official. So we're the top 3 fights on UFC 305, all good to go. One half of the opening main card fight has made weight. Carlos Prates still waiting on the Leech. Li Jingliang, we're still waiting on Tai Tuivasa and Jairzinho Rozenstruik. And some fanfare for Gamrot making weight. Good on him. Well done. Good job, sir. Kind of a tough spot for Mateusz Gamrot, Jose, is it not? I know you're very high on this gentleman, and Stu was the backup for the title fight in October of last year in Abu Dhabi. Oliveira's out. We just expect to put, the backup fighter in, but instead he has to watch Alexander Volkanovski step in and fight Islam Makhachev. And now he has to go all the way back in the rankings and fight Dan Hooker. What do you think of all of this as someone who really enjoys watching Mateusz Gamrot fight?
I like what he said immediately, where he said he just didn't want to wait. He didn't want to wait around. He was struggling to get fights, and Dan Hooker is a very popular name that people will tune in to watch. And he said he really likes the matchup, and he knows, and he made up a good point that if Islam is out for a while with that hand injury, and because let's not forget, Islam did that Q&A at the Abu Dhabi card, and he had that cast thing on his hand. He said he messed up some ligaments, and he was getting. There's been no word on how long he'll be out. And Gamrot made a good point. He's like, I've already beat Arman. If Islam's out for a while, me versus Arman for an interim title makes sense. So he wanted to stay active and possibly get a good fight. So like, if Islam's out for a while and John Jones fights Stipe in MSG, why not do Arman and Gamrot in the co-main event for an interim title? Winner fights Islam. I don't hate that idea.
I don't hate that idea either. Especially like if we find out Islam is out for another like 6 or 7 months, totally understand that. But if Islam's going to be back in like January, then I don't really.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I mean?
That I agree with. But they need main events for fights.
Yeah. What do you think of Pereira and Roundtree getting announced today?
Very random. Very random. I don't know how do you justify not like Ankalaev fights 2 weeks later in Abu Dhabi. It's so weird.
Pretty wild.
Whatever.
Wild. I love the fight's just gonna. It's just gonna be an absolute war for all 90 seconds of it. Stu's just gonna get in there and throw bombs at each other, and someone's gonna fall down pretty quick. And boy, Salt Lake City is gonna leave with a vicious finish, more likely than not. So yeah, very interesting news from the big boss, Dana White. UFC 307 coming together. Of course, to nobody's surprise, the worst kept secret as it came to UFC 307, Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. The co-main event, the Kayla Harris and Caitlin Vieira fight was made official. The Aljamain Sterling Movsar Evloev fight was made official. Stephen Thompson fighting Joaquin Buckley. Kevin Holland versus Roman Dolidze. Card coming together in Salt Lake City. October is going to be fun, Jose. A lot going on.
See you all in Salt Lake.
We get that. We got Abu Dhabi. We got PFL pay-per-view in October. The return of Francis Ngannou to MMA. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot going on. So from Media Day, Jose, was there any fighter or moment low key that you didn't expect that surprised you, or something you took away from it that you weren't expecting, a funny moment or anything like that?
Our most viewed clip this week before the Israel and Dricus back and forth. That's kind of become like the viral moment on our YouTube page, and our TikTok I think surpassed over 1 million views in like less than 24 hours, and Instagram and Twitter, that's been the big one. But before that, our most viewed clip is Tai Tuivasa reacting to his sparring session against Alex Pereira. He said that was the first day back in the gym after taking a break, and he walked in and he sparred Alex Pereira, and he goes, "All right, I need to go to Dubai and train." Like, it was so eye-opening to him that he said he got the shit kicked out of him, and he was so tired that's when, because he does his camps in Dubai specifically so he could get away from, like, all the people pulling in multiple directions in Australia. It was like that's what triggered him to go get back in shape and train, because he sparred with Alex Pereira once. So yes, that is the most viewed thing we got.
All right, we got movement. Let's see who is next.
I think it's welterweight, just from what I'm seeing and messing around with thing, but I've been wrong.
Must be Kenan Song, maybe.
All right, next man to the scale, back for the first time in a long time, competing in the welterweight division, live on pay-per-view, the Leech Lee Jingliang.
Hey, Li Jingliang. Look at how excited he is. It's always good to have the Leech back.
I was hoping we would get him at press conference so he could wear his suit.
Yeah, man.
171, the official weight for the Leech Lee Jingliang.
171 for Li Jingliang. His fight with Carlos Prates is now official. Very excited to see the Leech back. I think the odds makers in the betting community tend to forget who this man is. A very solid hand at 170 pounds, has some really good wins. A lot of people felt like he won his last fight against Daniel Rodriguez, and he sits as a plus 280 underdog to Carlos Prates tomorrow. It's good. Always good to see the Leech back, Jose. Yes, I'm with you. I wish he got to go to the presser and wear that incredible suit of his.
Yes, I was hoping we didn't even get to talk to him immediately, which is a little bit of a bummer, but is what it is.
Yeah. Think we got more movement? Maybe we have another fighter, or maybe they're just up.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Annick's not holding the mic.
I don't know.
I base everything off of whether Sean Anik is doing anything.
And they're walking off, so there you go. Last time I saw Li Jingliang in person was he was sitting like 3 seats down from me. I believe it was both of us were in Jacksonville for UFC 273, I believe it was. And
Yes.
Hamzat Chimaev was on the stage, and then his most
right.
recent opponent at the time, Li Jingliang, asking Hamzat a bunch of questions before the Gilbert Burns
right.
fight.
I totally forgot
which
about
was
that.
just delightful.
I totally
Just
forgot
delightful.
about that.
What a moment. Love that guy. It's good to have him back. Spinal or neck issues, really bad neck injury. Surgery did not really hold well for him, so he had to essentially go back and do it again. And now he's back. So it's always good. I'm glad this is the main card opener. That fight is going to be fun as hell.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a great way to open things up.
1 second, Mike.
Yep. All right, Jose will be back. If you're just joining us, welcome. Here's what you missed, because we don't have the graphics or anything like that, so I will tell you what has happened, although looks like we may have some movement here. Main event is official, DDP 185, Israel Adesanya 184, main events to go. Kai Kara France 125, Steve Erceg 125.5. That fight is good to go. Tush Gamrot just made weight. Dan Hooker made weight. That fight's good to go. Still waiting on Tai Tuivasa and Jairzinho Rozenstruik. The Leech just made weight. Carlos Prates made weight. That fight's good to go. Junior Tafa, Valter Walker have not stepped on the scale. Josh Culibao has not stepped on the scale. Ricardo Ramos has 145.5 for that fight. Casey O'Neill 125.5. Luana Santos 126. That fight's good to go. Jenkins 145.5. Herbert Burns 146. That fight is good to go. Tom Nolan, Alex Reyes both made weight. That fight's good to go. Ricky Glenn 171. Still waiting on Kenan Song. Stewart Nicoll 126. Still waiting on his opponent Jesus Aguilar. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fighters left, and 4 of them are heavyweights. So that's where we're at right now. There's your latest update. I'm going to check in on the chat here. Fire off some questions in the chat. Let's go. Let's all be kind to each other. Let's be nice. We don't need to argue. Let's all get excited for the fight tomorrow. Let's ask some questions. Let's go. I'm on here. I'm looking, seeing what you got. Seeing a lot of fighting. Let's scroll through, see if we got anything.
Who's the last person that weighed in, Mike? Oh, Leach. That's right.
It's a Leach.
That's right.
The Leach. Gamrot was 156. Leach was 171.
Oh, we got some movement. Just don't know who.
Does John Anik have the microphone?
I can't. Yes, he does, and he's talking to someone backstage.
Oh, so you know. So you know.
Looking at his,
All
he's
right.
looking at his paper.
Okay, let's turn it over to the great John Anik.
Pay-per-view in the heavyweight division, the number 12 ranked contender out of Suriname, Jairzinho, Biggie Boy, Rozenstruik.
Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
.259, the official weight for Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
259 pounds for Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
No hiding.
There you go.
That's crazy.
When was the last time that's happened?
I don't know.
All right, let's go to the chat, see if you guys got anything here. Not much here, Mike. Well, if you guys got questions and you want to chit chat, fire them on out, and we'll go. If
No
not,
super
you guys
no
keep
super
arguing with each other.
chats. No super chats. Because I do
Yeah,
want
no
to
super
say
chats.
this. I do want to say this. I saw a ton of super chats coming in during media day, but I was like doing media day, so I couldn't throw anything on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, even if you do a super chat, like we're not going to throw it on the screen. We'll read them, but we won't throw them on the screen. It's all good. Did DDP and Izzy weigh in yet? Yes, they both
They were the
made
first
weight. They're
ones.
the first two guys.
Once
First two.
once I catch up on a little bit of work on my end, I'll try to make a replay or something.
I love it. Just a professional job here. Izzy was first to the scale, 184. DDP right behind him, 185. So we are good to go. The top three fights are all official. We just got Jairzinho Rozenstruik, still waiting on Tai Tuivasa. The main card opener, Jingliang, Carlos Prates, also good to go, both weighing in at 170. And at the moment, I think we just got 6 fighters left. We're missing Tai Tuivasa, Junior Tafa, Valter Walker, Josh Culibao, and Kenan and Song Kenan. That's it. Oh, and Jesus Aguilar, excuse me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 to go. 37 minutes in. Still got another. They still have another hour and 22-ish minutes to go. So hang tight, and then there will be ceremonial weigh-ins coming up, 11 p.m. Eastern. And then there'll be, I believe, a Q&A right after that. So
Immediately after, we will not be live streaming, but you can watch along, I think, on the OC's, I assume on the OC's YouTube channel.
yes. Yes. A lot of media out there, Jose?
Not nearly as much media as the last Perth card, but I attribute that to that there was a lot of Russian media on site because of the Islam, but there's not
Oh,
nearly.
yeah.
There was way more media in Sydney, and there was way more media in the last Perth card.
I have your Steve, Rozenstruik, and the two other leads.
Oh, we got some movement.
Pull whoever's in here first, because I got another one in here that we'll have to go
Is
through.
in good physical condition? Tick that box.
Does the world know?
Until I sign this,
Okay.
might have made legal work in the USA.
What?
1 second. Right then.
I
No.
don't know what's going on.
Is it out there? Okay. You'll see.
What's
but,
happening?
I can't tell you right now. It's very fun though.
Oh, okay. It's very fun?
Yes.
Okay.
But I cannot tell you.
I look forward.
It is not
Look
my
forward
it is
to
not
this.
my story to tell, but when it's out in the world, everyone will know.
When will it be out in the world?
Couldn't tell you. Hopefully sometime either this week or next week.
This week or next week. Okay. Well, let's get excited for whatever this news is going to be. I'm excited for it.
When are you doing it?
Looking at the chat, fight like it's hilarious. Neither John Jones is not fighting on this card, but the whole chat is about John Jones and Stipe in the heavyweight division right now. Who has questions? Actual questions. We'll let the fighting happen. Yeah, everybody wants to know the news now.
I can't tell you.
What do you think the news is, everybody? A new proper 12 flavor, perhaps?
Nope. I can tell you that.
Got breaking news, but teasing the audience. Not very journalistic.
It is not my.
it's
It's
just
not
fun
for me to
stuff. Don't
say.
worry about
Yeah.
it.
It's not anything
Yeah,
to
don't
do
worry
with the
about
UFC. It's nothing to do with the UFC or MMA or
Yeah,
fighting
don't
in
worry
general.
about Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Space Ghost, ready for that Pena power. Let's go. What does Mike think of 307 being Alex versus Khalil Roundtree? Very weird, but there's no way that fight doesn't. There's no way that fight sucks. I'll say that. How good is the chain smoker Prates, Mike? He's very good. Looking forward to that one. Jose, very important question for you.
Shoot.
What has been your coffee shop of choice this week?
Oh, all right. So that's an excellent question, and I can't remember the name of the one I went to. I was going to Giant Coffee for a while across the street from the hotel, but then I decided like yesterday to like actually walk a bit because we had like a window of not rain. Where did I go? Parkside Coffee. I enjoyed that quite a bit. It's in a park, just in a hole, literally in a hole in the wall. Like they carved a hole into a wall and put a coffee shop in there. It was quite delicious.
That's awesome. Shout out to Parkside Coffee. What other question you got? What's next for Mackenzie Dern? I don't know. It's a good question. She's kind of fought everybody, so yeah, we'll have to see. What do you think about Suga versus Ilya if they both win? No, there's too much. There's too much to do for both guys. I don't want to see it. Finish cleaning out, and those are the two of the most difficult divisions to clean out. Ilya's got people in front of him. O'Malley's the people in front of him if they win. We don't need to go. We don't need to go there just now. What else we got? Does the news have anything to do with all the Factory X fighters leaving the gym? No, I would guess not. But yeah, Brandon Royval telling my good pal James Lynch that he is no longer with Factory X. But I know Yusuf Salal is there and just won a fight not that long ago. I want Volk back anyway. He deserves a healthy rematch. Volk does deserve a rematch, but maybe he fights before that. Who knows? More Stipe, John Jones, talk. Oh, Dark Cloud, come on. Stipe sucked. You're high. Where's Kamaru going next? I don't know. He should probably fight Jack Della Maddalena or Ian Gary next. Because if he gets a title shot, I'm going to be pissed. I'll tell you that right now. Not going to be happy. But it's got to be shot.
It's all right. We had someone talking to us that probably didn't want to be on a live stream, so I had to mute myself for a second. But we got movement.
Fair. We got movement. And here we go. Who is next? Who do you guys think it is?
In a welterweight prelim, Song Kenan.
And John Hennick spoils it. Song Kenan fighting Ricky Glenn. I still cannot believe Ricky Glenn is fighting in a welterweight fight, but here we are.
$171, the official weight for Song Kenan.
171 for Song Kenan. His fight with Ricky Glenn is official. Both fighters playing in at 171. So now we are down to...
Do you need Song Kenan?
1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 fighters left. Do we have more coming?
I don't see any because John Anik is now sitting and texting.
Oh, yes. What else we got? What's more likely, an early Izzy finish or an early DDP finish?
Neither. I don't think either's happening. This is going to be a tough fight.
Yep. Izzy, Kamaru, and Cup, the new African champs by 2025. Probably not. Yeah, it's a lot. For all three of them to be champions, I don't know. I'll say no. DDP and Izzy both round 2 for early finish. We'll see. That'd be wild. If we see vintage Izzy, it'll be quick. Me personally, I believe the break brings back the fun old Izzy, and it's an easy fight. But the worry is if he can get that old vibe back. It's not an easy fight.
Dricus is very good.
Dude is an absolute animal. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't know if that's a typo. Thought Jack Della was injured. Yeah, he is. But I think that's why he's not fighting on this card.
Yeah, he's super injured.
But how is it that bad? Like,
yeah,
middle of next year injured? Damn.
That is a good question, but I don't think he's going to be fighting for a bit.
I think he's fighting this year.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, basically my argument for the Usman thing is just fight anybody in the top 15 and get a win, and then you can fight for the belt.
He
then I'm fine with it.
Jack had arm surgery, from his
Yeah.
from his Gilbert win.
From the Burns fight, right?
Yeah.
And that was a 299, so that was in March.
Yeah.
Nasty infection.
Apparently, yeah, it was an infection. I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, we wish him the best. Hope he gets better. But if he's available first quarter of 2025, I would not mind seeing Usman JDM. Do you think we'll see DDP coming out with a different fighting style than his usual style? Probably not. But his game does essentially change fight to fight. Eric, I had a great conversation with Eric. Next, you can go and watch it. We talked about this fight. Obviously, Eric is prepared for both of these guys. He's prepared for DDP twice, once with Brad Tavares and then once with Sean Strickland. And he's been super impressed with DDP. Very, very impressed. Turn out for what? Do you guys think Erceg beat Ali Pants? No. I think it was close. I thought he lost 40-47. Did you think Erceg won the Pantoja fight, Jose?
Nope, I do not. I thought it was a very close fight and very tough fight, though.
Yeah. Any update on Gregor Gillespie?
There's a name I haven't
No
heard
idea.
in a long time. Let me ask. Is there an update on Gregor Gillespie?
Oh, mate, Gregor. So I was chatting with him a couple of days ago. We had a few beers, actually. And, you know, he...
There's no update on Gregor Gillespie.
Big Greg. Double G.
Sean Shelby, he's somewhere.
Incredible.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's ask little Shawnee Shelb. Looks like we may have some movement here. Who did Makayev sign with? No clue.
You know what I tell you? You know what I want him to sign?
All right, next fighter to weigh in. One half of the featured prelim in the heavyweight division, Junior Tafa.
Junior Tafa, one of the 4 brothers of other UFC fighters competing on this card. Junior Tafa could be a pro wrestler very, very easily.
.244, the official weight for Junior Tafa.
244 pounds for Junior Tafa. Well done. Well done. Maybe the second most important question of the day, besides Jose's coffee choice for the week. Jose, how hungover is Oscar? Is the one question that needs to be answered.
Let me ask.
It is a legit question from the chat.
This is a direct question from the chat that I am reading that Mike would like me to ask you. How hungover are you?
You can't be hungover if you're still drunk, brother.
Did you guys get that? Yeah. How could they tell? Yes. Oh God.
Incredible.
Not doing anything.
There's your answer.
That's very funny. Did not expect that answer.
Oh, tremendous. Tremendous. There you go. Hope you heard that. It was electric.
Yeah, see?
I think Erceg stock shot up even with that loss. I really look forward to this fight. Yeah, I completely agree. Does DDP storm Izzy early to get him on the back foot ASAP? Wouldn't be a bad idea. Gregor's fishing somewhere. Yep, probably. What do you do with Bo Nicoll next? Maybe the loser of Whitaker and Hamzat? No, come on. You don't think the UFC would do that, would you? That's a little too quick. You got to do with Bo. You got to do like give him like Bruno Silva next, and then like a Gerald Mearshart, and then we can go like start talking to that guys.
Perth's got a pretty good side. Dudes. top bar.
Mostly about DDP and Israel.
Plessis. Talk about process in media. Want to know how I got to do next?
Mike is laughing very hard in the headphones. Oh,
Oscar is a legend. What a legend this man is. One of my all-time favorite people in this industry. And just bringing the heaters right now, you know.
tell you what, that's the one question I
Jose,
haven't asked
how
for,
many? Jose, how many drinks does it smell like Oscar had last night?
bro.
Baker's dozen or more?
Yes. That's like minimum. I couldn't even tell you though.
It's the best weigh-in show of all time. What else we got here? Junior loves his mullet. DDP is like Strickland goofy style, but if he keeps winning at a high level, then it works. What else we got? Scared for DDP for much of a sniper as he is. DDP throws these wild looping shots and leaves himself open. That's what makes this fight so interesting. Both guys have flaws that the other guy can absolutely take advantage of. It's good stuff. Perth's got a pretty good circuit on a Friday night. Should have tried it out, Jose.
Say it again.
Okay. Perth's got a pretty good circuit on a Friday night.
Yeah, we had 6 a.m. and 5 a.m. wake up calls. I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Bo will be champ for Hamzat fights next. Wow. Bo just needs another fight with the FC waiting for. I don't know. I think we'll see him probably. I bet we'd see him like MSG or something. Maybe in December. Bo Chavez, Mark, Andre Barrio. MAB's booked. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, everybody. If you guys got questions for Oscar, fire away. How long should I microwave a Hot Pocket? Read the back of it. And if you're just joining us, always important to remind you all, the weigh-ins are happening. And most of the fighters have already hit the scale. And we're just awaiting a couple. Everybody has made weight. There's been no misses. Both main eventers are good to go. Izzy was the first of the scale, 184. DDP was second, 185. Co-main event, Kaikar France, Steve Erceg, 125 for KKF, 125.5 for Vinny Siggs. Co-main event is good to go. Featured bout at lightweight, Gamrot, 156. Dan Hooker, 155.5, good to go. Rozenstruik, 259. Still waiting Tai Tuivasa. Li Jingliang, 171. Carlos Prates, 170. That fight's good to go. Junior Tafa, good to go. 244. We're still waiting. Valter Walker. Ricardo Ramos, 145.5. Still waiting for Joshua Culibao. Casey O'Neill, 125.5. She fights Luana Santos, who made weight at 126. Jack Jenkins, 145.5. Fights Herbert Burns, who weighted at 146. Tom Nolan, 155.5, takes on Alex Reyes, who made weight at 156. Song Kenan, 171. Ricky Glenn, 171 for their welterweight fight. And Stewart Nicoll, 126, will fight Jesus Aguilar, who has not stepped on the scale yet. So we're waiting on 1, 2, 3. 3. That's it. 4. Sorry. Aguilar, Culibao, Walker, Tuivasa. So 2 heavyweights, 2 non-heavyweights. So this could be done in 6 minutes, or it could be done in 52.5 minutes. Or 62.5 minutes. All are on the table, my friends. All are on the table. Any updates on the antitrust lawsuit? No. Everything that's on the website is already there. What's your guys' predictions for DDP and Izzy? Do we see a 3-time champion? Also, has there ever been a 3-time champ in a division? Randy Couture. You will see my official prediction tomorrow. Do you have a pick yet, Jose, for the main event?
No, I'm not picking that. That's too tough.
Fair. Ask Oscar what the Guinness is like over there.
How's the
I don't
Guinness
think
over
that's
here,
a fair
Oscar?
question to ask that man.
Australia?
He
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
It's the same as it would be in every other country but Ireland, really.
Did you guys get that?
But you know what? I wouldn't
Same as every other country.
Because if I was looking for a stout, I'd pick this creamiest stout in the land. Forged Irish stout.
Well done.
Shot.
Well done.
Have a shot of proper 12 Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Great
what a
job,
world.
John. You just turned this into a commercial here. Well done, Oscar. Yeah, AK's on break, so I got prediction duty this week. So we're actually filmed a quick video that's gonna drop at 8 a.m. Eastern on the YouTube channel. You should probably fade every single pick I make. Not a bad idea. My guy sounds like the commercial. Do I hear the sub radio guys out there as well?
Dennis is right next to us. Yes.
How about that? I could tell by the
chat,
voice.
The chat could recognize your voice.
That's just me. But they're about to probably get real excited. Good to see Dennis on the road.
What are you saying that prostitute you had last night?
Yeah.
Keep the questions coming. Bo versus Paul Craig. That's not a bad idea. If you got to go, is Craig ranked in the UFC rankings right now? It's a great question. I wouldn't rank him if we're being honest, but no, he's not there. There you go. Yeah, so Paul Craig makes sense. I actually didn't mind if they did Paul Craig versus Kevin Holland for 307, but no need because Roman Dolidze is stepping in. So yeah, that card's going to be interesting. Is Josh Culibao the biggest MMA fan fighting today?
Yes, absolutely.
He's up there. More than like Shane Burgos?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Really? Wow. That's
that dude knows
That's
everything.
the bar I usually set. Incredible. Did he mess with you guys at Media Day like in a fun way?
Yeah, he has
Was that
like
him?
what is it? His twin brother or something walked out and sat down, and I was like doing like multiple things, and I looked up and I saw him, and I literally made a comment. I was writing in Slack. I was like, I think Josh is gonna miss weight because he's way bigger than normal. And then he sat down and picked up the mic, and then it turned out it was his brother.
Oh man, that's so funny. Because I think I saw a clip that you posted on your own personal channel of then Josh came in and made the switch, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
that was
I
good.
didn't post it, but yeah, it was really good.
That's so funny. All right, keep the questions coming here in the chat because we don't know when the next fighter's coming to the scale. We're just here to have a good time, you know. Normally, these weigh-ins are happening at like 10 a.m. or they're happening like in the overnight. We're getting some prime time official weigh-ins here, so we can have some fun, let our hair down a little bit. At least you guys can, and yeah, let's mess around. My dog's laying next to me. Early predictions for UFC 307. I think Pereira wins. Pennington Payne is interesting. Probably leaning Pennington right this second. Kayla's going to win. Wonderboy Buckley's an interesting one. I'm actually like kind of leaning Wonder Boy right now because these are like these are the types of fights he wins. But it would not surprise you if Buckley did to Wonder Boy what Bilal and Gilbert Burns and to some extent Shafkat did. But if Loev Sterling's a really interesting fight, like it's just a Jose Aldo fighting Mario Batista kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. But I like the fight for Batista. Good opportunity for him.
I mean, it's a good
it just
fight.
seems like oh yeah, it's a banger. It just seems kind of weird that all those going from Jonathan Martinez right Mario Batista. I thought maybe we go with a more veteran name, someone ranked a little bit higher. But hey, what's Mario Batista supposed to say? No. Of course you take that fight. But good to see Jose Aldo back in the fold. Free agency did not last all that long. Thoughts on some fighters that fight at 205 being upset that Khalil is getting a title shot off of a 6-month suspension? I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, they have every right to be upset, and Khalil has every right to say, eat it. What do you want me to, I mean, what do you want? I don't think he bought his bot like Jamal Hill's like real upset about it. But I just don't. We don't know what went on behind the scenes. We don't know who was offered the fight. We don't know how this all came together. I'll say that, and I have zero insight to this altogether, and I might look like an absolute moron for saying this, but honestly, the first thought that popped into my head when they announced the Pereira Roundtree fight was, okay, Conor and Chandler are fighting in December. That was my first thought. Other than Pereira Roundtree is about as violent of a light heavyweight title fight as you can make. Because I thought they would just wait, keep Pereira sort of iced, and just wait to see what happens there. And then if you need him to come through and save the day again, comes back and fights in December against whoever is available, anybody whatsoever, whether it's Ankalaev or if Izzy somehow wins the belt tonight and he wants a quick turnaround, or anybody, doesn't matter. Pereira is just has been that guy all year. But the fact that they're throwing him right out there tells me that, yeah. Hopefully, I will get a chance to speak with one Khalil Roundtree on Sunday.
Take it.
That would be a good time. I will be in the same building as him, so it would be nice to get his thoughts on everything that has transpired. Didn't realize Kai's been in the UFC for so long. Kind of feels like the eternal prospect.
Huh.
Yeah, that's funny. Why do people think that Duplessis felt it's necessary to differentiate himself from other African champions? Why not just say great to join the game?
We got movement.
Alex
we
versus
got
Khalil,
movement.
we got disappointing. Well, we got movement. Alex versus Khalil is a very disappointing fight to make right now. Dude, that fight's gonna slap. I don't know what you're talking about. Look at John Anik just rocking the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, I was trying to find his shirt.
I mean, this guy.
Where did he go? Oh, he's right there.
Where did he go? There he is. We got to get John over to make a quick cameo when he gets a second, but he's kind of far away. Unless you want to, you don't need to flag him down or anything. Hopefully, you guys can lock eyes and he'll get to read your mind and come on over. We got the box here. We got the box. This could be Mr. Culibao.
Featherweight Kuya, Josh Culibao.
Josh Culibao fighting Ricardo Ramos.
$146, the official weight for Josh Culibao.
146 for Josh Culibao. His fight with Ricardo Ramos is now official, and boy, the fanfare for one Josh Culibao off the charts. What an ovation! What a response for the young man.
Well, his whole family's back there.
Incredible. I mean, it's always great to have that kind of support. Good on him. perhaps the biggest MMA fan in the sport. And if Jose says that's true, then I believe him 1,000%. Roundtree called up Poatan a long time ago. Looks like Aguilar's fighting on UFC 308. Poatan versus Roundtree is 307, so maybe it was scheduling and Roundtree was the only available 307. Maybe. Because, I mean, look, Salt Lake City is not... They're chucking money around. I don't think, with all due respect, I don't think they would have been overly thrilled if the women's bantamweight title fight was the main event. So you bring in Pereira, you find a body that's ready. Khalil Roundtree, like they're just gonna get in there and swing their asses off until somebody falls. It's gonna be incredible.
Can Khalil Roundtree go 3-0 against Glory Kickboxers?
Yes, I mean this is the as Jed said, this is the final boss here of the Glory Kickboxing realm. This is the King Koopa of the Glory Kickboxers. Roundtree versus Rakic, Ankalaev versus Alex makes more sense. Yeah, it does make more sense, but you have to understand this is the UFC. And more oftentimes than not, matchmaking doesn't always make all the sense in the world. You guys know how Dana White feels about Magomed Ankalaev the last time they put him in a title fight, so they just don't seem to be in a big rush to put him in there. Listen, I want to see Ankalaev Pereira too, because I think that fight's way closer than most people think it is. I know a lot of people are like, well, Ankalaev's just going to take him down and sit on him. I don't know. Maybe that happens, but I think there's a real chance that Alex Pereira wins that fight. So maybe we go back to that. I don't know. John Rep and Boston Shocker. Box game comes with Box Redemption. Still got 2 fighters left. Yes, both heavyweights, Valter Walker and Tai Tuivasa. Roundtree about to get destroyed. There's a very real chance. Betting odds came out on that, and what were they? Pereira minus 450 to come back on Khalil Roundtree plus 350. It's about where I expected. Raquel Pennington, the favorite over Juliana Pena. Buckley, slight favorite over Stephen Thompson. Mario Batista, the slight favorite over Jose Aldo. How about that? Didn't see that coming. Holland, the favorite over Dolidze. Evloev, the favorite over Sterling. Kayla Harrison, minus 810 favorite over Kellen Vieira. Who's made weight so far? Everybody but Tai Tuivasa and Valter Walker. And that's because they haven't stepped in yet. Did I miss any of the 4 guys in the main and co-main? Yes, you missed all of them. They all made weight. Main eventers were the first 2 fighters on the scale. This fight for Poatan is a build-up fight. He wins, and UFC gets more attention. Jed will have a field day on BTL about 307 for sure. We did a little live reaction on my Instagram. Jed actually hopped on, and we had a good time. We got movements. 2 fighters to go. Maybe we'll get them both back to back. How about that? What an amazing moment that would be. But I don't think that will happen.
This morning, competing in the featured prelim heavyweight division live on ESPN, Valter Walker.
Valter Walker. Here he comes. Giant man.
The official weight for Valter Walker.
252 pounds for Valter Walker. His fight is a go with Junior Tafa. Brother versus brother. So there you have it. So we're just awaiting. Oh no, we have 2 fighters left. I keep forgetting how poor Jesus Aguilar. So you have Jesus Aguilar and Tai Tuivasa. Those are the last 2. Everybody else has made weight so far. Main card is all official. It's a go, except for Tai Tuivasa. Excuse me. The prelims on ESPN. Those are all official. And the early prelims are...
Whoa.
Here comes the Undertaker. The lights are out. What's happening? All right, keep those...
Are we back?
There we go. We're back.
That was very
We
weird.
are back. We are back.
That was very weird.
Let's keep looking at the chat here. Love you too, Max. Roundtree is a beast. He would wreck Jake Paul. Okay. And new, let's go. Tall giant man, Valter Walker. How come none of the brothers look like they're brothers, other than the Tafas, who are all the same person? That's pretty funny. Walker looking ready. Is Ty gonna weigh 265? Probably. Maybe it'll be 266. I don't know. I think Ty's gonna be just fine. But yeah, the man can take his time. Oh, we got movement.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a flyweight prelim, Jesus Aguilar.
All right, Jesus Aguilar. Stepping up to the scale. He will be in the opening contest with Stewart Nicoll. Oh boy.
127.5, the official weight for Jesus Aguilar, a pound and a half over the flyweight divisional limit.
127.5.
I don't think he can go anymore. He's already given this throw slashing movement. He's saying he's sorry. Didn't even try with the box. I think that's a wrap for him.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. So we have our first miss. And it's Jesus Aguilar. It doesn't seem like he's going to be cutting anymore. He looks kind of like, okay, I'm done up there. So there you go. Just one to go. All right, let's keep the chat on rolling here. Jake Paul 2028 Boxing Olympics thoughts. Well, we'll see if I'll have thoughts if boxing carries on in the Olympics. It should. I hope it does, but it may not. There's a very real world where boxing is not in the 2028 Olympics right now, which would be tough. Why didn't you use the box? That's actually a great question. Straight to PFL. You lose the percentage of his now, right? Probably. The teams will work that out. I assume it's probably a 20% miss. We'll try to get an answer for you as soon as we can on that. I assume the fight will go forward.
You know Nicoll's road move? He's just wild. He had his like not his most recent one, but that literally just came out like a just like kind of like a straight hand, but it was like not even it's weird stuff. Really weird.
We'll let you know as soon as we find out. But I'd be stunned if that fight isn't moving forward. Have Oscar weigh in. Just shave your head. Database saying Makhaev, it is what it is. So far, a week later, he ain't bending on the situation 305. I'm not surprised.
Do you know whereabouts in the press
Not
conference
surprised.
where I said I want to show how great I am?
Yeah, it was in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was early.
Was there a weight issue? I don't know. Or he missed, so.
It's kind of a stretch.
Zero purse.
Do you follow this YouTube channel? I don't know who that is. Dude, they put out awesome stuff. They've done some really good videos.
This is electric of Volkanovski
The one on
breakdancing.
Khabib and then the one on Pereira.
Have you seen that?
yeah. For
That's
sure.
electric. Who's allowed? What did Aguilar weigh? 127.5.
127.5. Yep.
So we're only weight. And what did
127.
what did Valter Walker weigh?
Valter Walker, I believe, was 252. 252? 252 for Valter Walker.
Works for me.
Yep. So we're just waiting on Tai Tuivasa, who will probably walk in at 7:59, 58 Eastern Standard Time. All right, let's see when Ty wants to get on the scale. We need Carlos Ulberg back in the mix. Well, coincidentally enough, Healthy Snack, Carlos Ulberg will be at the fan Q&A after the ceremonial weigh-in. So we will find out what is going on with one Carlos Ulberg. More than likely. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, man. Tai Tuivasa is like, all right, I'm not going to make these people wait anymore. Let's go. Here we go.
All right, our final athlete to weigh in this morning, competing live on pay-per-view, the number 10 ranked UFC heavyweight contender, Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa.
Tuivasa couldn't get there fast enough. Here we go.
$265, the official weight for Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah,
Thank
265.
y'all for coming out. We'll see you for the ceremonial weigh-in at 11 a.m. local time.
Championship weight for Tai Tuivasa. Unreal. What a legend.
All right, run it down, Mike.
265. All right, we're going to run this down, and then we're going to get out of here, all right? Because Jose's got to beat it and head on over to the ceremonial weigh-in. So Dricus du Plessis, 185 pounds. He will defend his middleweight title against Israel Adesanya, who weighted at 184. Kai Kara France, weighed 125 pounds. He will face Steve Erceg, who weighed in at 125.5. Mateusz Gamrot, 156, taking on Dan Hooker, weighed in at 155.5. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, 259 pounds, taking on Tai Tuivasa, who just weighed in at 265. Li Jingliang, 171, takes on Carlos Prates at 170. Junior Tafa weighed in at 244. for his matchup against Valter Walker, who weighed in at 252 pounds. Joshua Culibao, 146. He takes on Ricardo Ramos, 145.5. Casey O'Neill, 125.5, takes on Luana Santos, who weighed in at 126. Jack Jenkins, 145.5. Takes on Herbert Burns, who weighed in at 146. Tom Nolan, 155.5, takes on Alex Reyes, who weighed in 156. Song Kenan, 171, takes on Ricky Glenn, who weighed in at 171 pounds. And Stewart Nicoll, making his UFC debut, makes weight at 126. He will take on Jesus Aguilar, who unfortunately is the lone man on the card to miss weight, misses by 1.5 pounds, 127.5. We will let you know what the penalty is if and when that fight moves forward. We will keep you posted. Jose, wonderful job. Thank you very much. Head on over to the ceremonial weigh-ins, and we are out of here. For Jose, I am Mike Heck. Thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll see you later on for the ceremonial weigh-ins and all the other cool stuff that is going on later on today. Thank you all.
Love you guys. Happy birthday, AK.
Happy birthday.